Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode number 6, live fan reactions. Oh my goodness, what another good episode. I got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about all week long. Some really, really good topics, and hopefully you guys saw the sneak peek of next week, because it does open the door for a whole lot of that Siddiq conversation we're going to have before we get too far into this. I want to thank all of you, and I got a super chat shout out from Valar, Hello 99 Army, Kill, Steph, Emmy Kale, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, patrons, channel members, PDL players, and sponsors, and of course, all the super chatters, and you guys can see the patrons up there on the board as well. My wonderful group of patron supporters. And I have to tell you, what is going around in Alexandria is definitely curable, because I went through it last week, and I'm almost 100%. I'm almost back. I feel good. The voice is getting close, but I think by tomorrow night, you're not even going to be able to tell that I went through a little bit of the weather. So let's get this thing started. I know the last couple weeks we've given episodes 4 and episode 5 10s all the way across the board. So let's ask the group right now. 1 to a 10. I know some of you guys came in early in the week and gave it pretty high. I started out with an 8. I upped it to a 9. So I want to see where you guys stand on it. I'm not giving it a 10. I'm just not, even though it was really, really good. I can't give token 10s every single week. I'm gonna stay with my 9 though, but come on, Julia, you can't give everything a 10. Some 8.5s. I like the honesty though. 8.5, 8.8, 8.9. Still really, really good. Heart of Nixie says a 9. There were a few little minor things, and we'll talk about that during the week, that I'm going to nitpick, but that's it. It's just because, we have to have at least a little bit of critique. I agree with that, tell you 100%. She said Jeffrey Dean Morgan is so damn good. That's why it was a 9. If he would not have had the amazing lines that he had, I probably would have went 8, because there were some things that Carol did that just kind of irked me a little bit. She's just sneaky, man. She's just got to be up front with Daryl. The best thing to do is just pull Daryl to the side and say, here, this is what we're going to do. This is why we're going to do it. Don't tell anybody. And he's going to buy in. You don't have to be sneaky. But let's get reactions. What did you think was the most amazing or most shocking moment from tonight? If I came up and said, just give me a reaction, what was the craziest thing that you witnessed tonight? Let's see. I want to get some of your comments included in this video. If I don't get to call on everybody, remember, your comments are a part. People are going to see it. They're going to view it. They're going to watch the playback, all of the above. Marsha Cooper says, Negan is now the show. I'm liking that. Beta with benefits, says Emmy. I think we might do a stream and call it Beta with benefits this week. There is certainly some competition going on between the two of them. Really, really good. Taya says Beta thinking Negan's dead, but then he comes swaggering in. They certainly saved the best for last. I mean, of course, we didn't think he was dead, but you could see the look on their face was complete shock to them. Eugene and the lady on the radio. Well, now that Eugene has given his name, I think we can probably start to cross other people off the list. Like, it's not the voice anyway, but it's doubtful that there's a connection to Maggie, I would think, or it's doubtful there's a connection to Jadis, because people are going to know Eugene's name. So it has to be a complete separate group. And I think we know that anyway, but, we just want to make sure that we dot all the I's, cross all the T's. Eugene spilling the beans was a little bit shocking. I don't know if that was shocking. Like, Eugene is desperate for a conversation, so that didn't really shock me too much. What I thought, and let me know if you guys picked up on this, Negan planned the kneel. He wasn't laughing at Beta kneeling. Like, when we talked about the spoiler earlier in the week, those of you that were there, the spoiler forum kind of gave the impression like Negan was making fun of Beta, or he got a kick out of it. When Negan saw Beta kneel, he got this plan of that's what he needed to do to trick Beta and to win over Alpha. I think that's why he got a sneaky look on his face, not a ha ha ha, look at how silly, all these silly things that you do for her. I think that was the moment, for me, it was the moment that changed the story. He finally knew he had his opportunity to trick everybody, to get his master plan. But I got to tell you, the boldness of Negan to say to Beta, I'm not here for you, I'm here for her, I think is very tricky. And it could be perceived as, I'm going to be the next alpha, or I'm going to be the person that's going to take over. You know, you're just going to be a person that's going to get in my way. But even at a minimum, he used that line to minimize Beta's position and his rank. And when he walked in at the end, did you guys notice how those whispers, like anytime someone stands up to Alpha or there's a fight, everybody circles around. They are so desperate for someone to free them. They hate that lifestyle. You can tell. It's like, who's going to step up? Okay, well, you know, the guy that got nicked up, he stepped up, didn't work out too well. They're waiting for a person they can rally around. And Negan, the new Beta, and right there, even in that scene, the picture we have up on the screen, Beta got that grimace, didn't he? Like, look on his face. He kind of gritted his teeth. So if the competition all along the way wasn't enough, that certainly was. So a couple things that I do want to point out that I thought were really cool. The Eugene and Rosita conversation. Complete honesty here from the group. Do you guys think Eugene will ever see Rosita face to face again? She's getting pretty sick. Everybody wants a slice of Eugene. She's getting more pale by the minute. He's got other things that he's working on. I don't know. I feel like they might talk, but I don't think he's ever going to see her again. I think that ship has sailed. Ben Stevenson says, who knows how many groups Negan had dealt with before meeting Rick? He shows experience having dealt with strategies infiltrating groups. Well, Ben, I think, and I don't know when we first started digging down into what the group was going to need and how much of Negan's past experience they were going to need in order to help them out. We haven't seen that play out yet. I mean, for now, it does look as if we got to take it at face value. Negan's trying to be a joiner. He's trying to be in with the Whispers is all that we know. Now, we think he's doing it to protect Alexandria. We think he's probably, he doesn't want anything to happen to Judith. We think he could have made a plan with Aaron. I mean, those are all some pretty serious speculations at this point. But from an audience standpoint, all we really know is that he is a Whisperer at this point. He's getting everything he wants. Now, how that plays out, what is his bigger picture? We know what happens in the comic. I mean, we know he kills Alpha. So if Negan does get the Alpha kill, I ask you guys again, who would he have that epic line? If everything is the way it is right now and nobody else dies and Negan doesn't see anything else happen to Alexandria, if he were to kill Alpha, who do you think he would say, wait until blank gets a look at this? Who do you think he would decapitate Alpha for? It's a little tricky, right? Wait till Daryl gets a look at this, like he would do it for Daryl. But is Daryl really the one who lost anything along the way? So wait till Carol, but he never met Carol. So he would basically be doing it for... See, this is why I think there's a whole lot more story that we have to get to, because if that is going to be the central storyline, that Negan would get that kill, I just don't see him ever using that line, because it just doesn't feel like it relates to anyone as of now. Villar says, the new heads on the pike is where Daryl and Carol just crossed. So, I think that is a great call out, Villar. This week we are going to talk about who it potentially could be. The one thing about the things they're doing, it has consequences. And you know what? They got a whisper now that they can't get rid of. And is Gamma going to see them walking back with that hostage? I mean, they can't just interrogate the hostage and then let them go back to Alpha. How's that going to work out? So they got to kill it. Carol just created a rough situation. Question him and kill him. But that's kind of not their style, right? That's the barbaric style that they try to avoid. This just got a whole lot more complicated. So just a few of the subplots or things that we're going to be talking about. And if you guys don't know, this is going to be a quick reaction video tonight. We're going to check out the end of Talking Dead. Tomorrow night, we're going to be back doing our double shots. I am 100% back healthy, ready to go. Thank you to all you guys. I know we missed one night. Actually, we missed 2 nights last week. But we're going to be back in full effect this week, 7:30, 9:30, every night this week. Be ready to go. Lots and lots of cool stuff to talk about. So some of the subplots that we're looking forward to next week. The Aaron story gets a lot more complicated. We got Aaron, we've got Gamma, a little bit more psychology with that. Are they going to talk? Are they going to go back to their respective groups? Are they going to share information? Who knows what's going to go down with that? As Villar said a minute ago, the new borders. Who's going to be the first people to pay for what Carol and Daryl just did? Something has to happen to keep them from strolling across. And don't you guys sort of feel, and I'm not taking Alpha side, believe me, but isn't it kind of easy just to sort of, hey, this is it, and it's just this blank pike, let me step over the top. But when you start putting a few heads up there, you don't really want to walk up to it. You kind of stay away from it a little bit. But right now, it's just a stick. Everywhere they go, it's a stick here and a stick there. You put, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 heads, then now you got a reason to stay away. It's that reminder once again. Thank you so much, Villar. Villar is given the, if you guys don't know what super stickers are, I was going to tell you guys about this last week, but unfortunately we had to cancel a couple streams. There are super chats, and there's a brand new YouTube feature. If you just have I have not went through all of them. I promise I'll start going through them. But they're, moods, things you agree with, or if you just want to do a sticker and a custom emoji and you just don't have anything to say, there's a whole lot, they're like, what's up? How you doing? I agree. Game over. Good job. All of those things. If you have some free time while we're doing our streams, just check out some of the stickers, but it's a brand new feature. Someone else said a minute ago as well, and they said, I'm really interested to see the Siddiq. I am too. And I do have to say, I'm not fully backtracking the big Siddiq thing that we've been talking about for a long time, whether he's potentially, I'm not even going to use the word traitor, where he was potentially forced to do something and then he's blacked out, he's forgotten it. But I didn't feel like they advanced that storyline tonight. And next week, when he sees her face outside the door and he's hallucinating, I don't think that advances the storyline either, that he could be a traitor. Right now, I feel like, if anything, it could still go either way. He might have just blacked out and she woke him up. But you guys know where I stand. I still think it'd be a cool story if he did participate in it, because it's going to be very dicey for him in the future. We got Christmas Girl says, Alpha will know they took a prisoner. Always watch. There's one rule between our people. One law. We're always watching. Yes. Well, even if they're not watching, I mean, they're going to see the walker that Daryl gutted and put the guts all over his face. They're going to see that what they trampled on different territory. I mean, there's going to be clues there. So I agree. Even if at Christmas Girl, even if they didn't see what happened, and even if they don't see the hostage going in or going out, they're going to see the land was trampled. I mean, they got people all over checking and marking. They're out there hunting and getting guardians anyway. They know what's up. Thank you so much for that, Amanda Goss. 100%. I'm trying to get back there too. I'm like 99%. Tomorrow I'm going to be 100% my old self. So you guys just going to have to deal with me up until the holidays, because we're going to be doing double shots every single day, getting our theories, our predictions, getting our funnels out there. And this is fun time too, because we've only got 2 episodes left. I hate saying that because it feels like, it's slipping away like sands through the hourglass. But next week is where we're going to have some of our best theories ever. If you guys remember correctly, last season, with episode 5, with the Rick Grimes, we were on point with a lot of that, and that's where it really ramped up. For the next month, we're going to have some super, super solid theories, I think. Ecom, Beta killed the Whisperer that shared the pig with Negan. Going to have a real problem with Negan. Negan will cause real split between Alpha and Beta. I think that's, Ecom, that's a great point. And we were doing a stream the other night. I think it was a spoiler stream, and somebody pointed that out. I didn't catch that the first time I watched it. And then one of the viewers was like, hey, Kills, did you catch that? Beta just stuck the knife in that dude's neck. And that's what you get for feeding him. And then I went back and watched, and I saw Beta was really looking the whole time. So I think that is going to do a couple things. One, it might accelerate whatever plan Negan could have, because, look, something as simple as sharing your food when the Beta said you get no food, they don't understand the laws. Now, what's interesting about that, and I could probably do like a 10 or 15 minutes just talking about the rule of law and Beta and what's understood and their recruiting methods. But here's what's weird about this. Do you guys honestly think that Whisperer thought he would die for giving a small piece of food? Does anybody think that? That he was like, you know what? No problem here. And then nobody is going to give a piece of pork away and think you're going to die. See, Julia Muse says he should have. Interesting that you bring that up. Because, no, he shouldn't have. And I'll tell you why. See, Julia and I are going to disagree with this. Because there is no doctrine. There are no amendments telling them Whispers shall do this. Whispers shall do that. Whispers. This is the problem that they have with the civilization. And this is going to be, and I'm glad you brought that up, because this is the fatal flaw of the Whispers. Everybody's impression of an animal is different. Rules are flexible with them. Their rule is surviving and not opening your mouth and not saying anything. It's not necessarily, hey, can I have some food? No, you're not allowed to have food. And then, they don't think about that. It's like, here, somebody's hungry. They throw food to it. If he knew the rules, he would not have done it. So what you have is you've got this recruiting. You've got no set boundaries. And the Alexandria group, the Hilltop group, the Oceanside group, they communicate on the regular, so they know exactly what you can and what you cannot do and who you're violating and what's going to get you hung for the most part. But something as simple as giving food will get you killed. And I think that will be a big, big acceleration point for Negan going forward and knowing what they have to do. But it also is going to show, there's a couple things that show I think the cracks in their armor. They don't know everything to do, and they're waiting. When Gamma's sister was talking about, going away to that, that place where the sun shines and all that neat stuff, and then a couple times where Alpha's had these public killings, everybody's just waiting to see if somebody can finally take down the Alpha. But because they don't have these conversations and because they don't discuss the rules, because they whisper, they can't really gang up and form a group. But here's the thing. Who's the one person that is talking louder than everybody else. Negan is going to change the total dynamic of the Whispers. They're no longer the Whispers. They're the Whispers and one really loud talker. Gamma, to a slight degree, but Gamma's just learning the ropes. But see, everything that Gamma learned, she probably learned from other people making mistakes. And exactly, Negan won't be silenced, and he has that charisma. So to those that thought, is Negan going to build the Saviors Part 2? He's not out there recruiting. But he is starting to create a following by just being himself. Neat storyline working there. I can't wait to see how this plays out the next couple weeks. There's a lot of things for hitting the like button. You know what? There's a lot of codes. People are saying double nut taps and everything else. I'm just going to say, everybody here, do me a big favor. If you guys like talking about The Walking Dead, if you like hanging out with us, being a part of our group, then do me a favor. Then hit that like button, because we are going to be here all week long. We're going to be having a great time. And I know I'm biased. I know I'm partial. But I have not been around. I've never been around a group that is more astute, more passionate, that care as much about the show and love to get in and talk about the show a couple times a night. So thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate everything that you guys do. I know we got a ton of people here, and The Talking Dead is on. We're going to take a couple more questions, and then we'll wind this thing down. Absolutely. It is a no-brainer. Right, Julia? But see, that's the thing. At least here, we talk about the rules. Roxanne Dunlap says, if Negan tells the Whispers that Lydia's alive, he will immediately have followers to stand against Alpha. Great point. I love this. Negan did say he was going to talk about everything. Do you think that Negan... See, here's the thing with Negan. I don't always trust his motives. And I know it's just a certain amount of time before he makes his move on Alpha. Is it possible that Negan could try to use Lydia, his knowledge of Lydia being alive, against Alpha? What do you guys think about that? You think instead of blurting it out to all the Whispers and having anarchy, maybe he could use it to negotiate something, whatever he might have some interest in. Amanda Goss, thank you so much. There it is. That is a cool little super chat sticker. Super stickers. I really need to go through all of them, because there's some nice ones there. I think second to, look, the number one story that I'm interested in personally is the Siddiq story. I got to see how that plays out. But aside from the Siddiq story, how the Aaron, Gamma, Lydia, Negan, these people that are crossing back and forth, that have knowledge of each other, that's probably a very close second to me. I want to see what Gamma is going to find out, and if she's actually going to go back and share any of the information. She was honest about Aaron. She had to. She had a bandage wrapped up on her hand. But I want to see if there's other things that they talk about, and maybe she gives bits and pieces of information. And so far, Aaron hasn't given any information. And there are going to be some pretty extensive conversations. And AJ, we will be talking about episode 7 a couple of times during the week. This is what I'm going to ask you guys, and do me a really, really big favor on this, because we get a lot of new viewers, a lot of people get information. I'm not saying this is you, AJ, because I trust your opinion on this. Spoilers are going to come out faster. And one thing that's a little bit different about our channel is Monday, Tuesday, we like to give our theories. So if you get inside information early in the week, please do not share that inside information, because we will do spoiler chat on Thursday. But there's 3/4 of our audience wants to be surprised. And I think that's the fun for us all season long, is just going through and seeing how our predictions sort of play out, that we give those early predictions. So as new information does start to come out, and some of it will come out tomorrow, will come out Tuesday, I'm just going to ask you guys to not share any confirmed spoiler information. If you guys could do me that favor. We got another super chat, and it is Ecom. Siddiq story revelation before midseason break. Yes. Ecom, I think at midseason break. Like, for me, the most perfect cliffhanger in the history of The Walking Dead, and I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but I'm just going to ask. Whether you wanted this to happen or not, how would you feel if the mid-season finale was Siddiq remembering he was holding the machete? I mean, and that's the end of it. Just kind of left us to our own. Did he pick it up? Did he actually do something? I mean, wouldn't that be like a eerie, dark, kind of take the story a little bit further? I got to see how that plays out. I would too. I would absolutely lose it. Barrett, it's not that Siddiq has killed anyone. It's just we haven't gotten confirmation or clarity whether Siddiq was involved in the previous killings. That's kind of the debate back and forth. But, I mean, they're not shying away from that story, because every week they give us a couple clues and a couple clues. And as I said when we started this stream, the clues the previous weeks were like very vivid, and the last couple ones were just kind of some voices and some minor things. Like tonight, we see more of the effects of what happened to him rather than him being involved in what happened. And that's why I think it kind of lessened the chance that he was involved in it. Yeah, Julia, I did too. I have not disliked Siddiq. I think he played a strong role. I think we're seeing his all the things that he's dealing with, that he cares about his patients. He's not a traitor. I mean, there's a difference between a traitor and somebody that might have been in a bad situation. But I don't see Dante or Siddiq. I think they're both genuine doctors, and I think they're both extremely dedicated to helping the people in Alexandria. Ben, I did see the title of the next episode. I saw all the first 8, but I don't have it in front of me right now. So let's do this, because we got some Talking Dead. We do want to see that. So I'm just going to ask you guys right now, because the rest of the week, I want you to pick one topic that you guys most want to discuss throughout the week. So what are you most curious about over the next 2 episodes, episode 7 and episode 8? Open your eyes. And once again, Ben, I think that's a callback to Vanilla Sky. And if you guys know Vanilla Sky, there's a lot of trickery with that. I get it, Brandon. You want to talk about Rosita. I'm message received loud and clear. The new Pikes. Yeah, we will do a Pike prediction this week. I think next week we're going to see some Pikes. The kidnapped Whisperer, there's going to be some interrogation going on. What exactly are they going to do? Is there anybody here that doesn't think that we're going to see some Pikes next week? that this week's episode solidified what in the world are Carol and Daryl doing. The wrath. Hey, maybe Negan will pull a Eugene. Maybe Negan can interrupt it. You know how Eugene saved a all-out war? Maybe Negan has some trickery. He can cause a diversion. Amanda Goss is looking forward to Negan and the Whisperers. Well, we'll certainly have plenty of theories to talk about with Negan if he can. Hey, maybe she'll give him some authority. The more authority she gives him, the more likely he is to, he might lead the pack of herd. Look, Negan's not getting Andrea's death, but if he does something as a whisperer to save somebody, then there really is no question about his redemption. He's redeemed. I think he's redeemed in like 95% of the audience mind. But now that he's in with the Whispers, if he can save somebody else, and look, he's not going full Whisperer mode. What would Negan do if Alpha said, "Hey, unleash a horde on Oceanside where Michonne and Judith are"? There's no way. There's no way he's killing Judith. All right. Got some great stuff to talk about next week. Once again, one last request, everybody. If you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button. I want to say thanks to everybody for being here. Special shout out to Patriot Army, the PDL sponsors, our super chatters, our green team. Thank you so much to the green team. Moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells. And tomorrow night, everybody, be here at 7:30. We will have Walking Dead topics at 7:30, and then we'll give a full recap of tonight's episode starting at 9:30. So hopefully I see all of you there tomorrow. If you're brand new, then I want to give you a special shout out as well, and hit the subscribe button, and you'll get notifications all week long about all of the chat that we have going forward. Thanks, everybody. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Enjoy Talking Dead. Peace.